want to go in there. Heck no. All right. This is the reason why I sit on camera and I say clearly why some people should never have made screen paint to begin with, because they had no idea what they were doing at all. Literally had no idea what they were doing. Came on camera, talk a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo, used ultra short throw projectors to manipulate distance throw, and then turn around, calibrated machines in dark environments to end up with a product that just does not work. So what we're talking about is Crow 1176. We made a screen paint we tested over and over again. Remember the screen paint tests we did? That paint did not pick up for jack. We had all sorts of problems with it. We couldn't get to run on Pico projectors, ultra short throw projectors, venue projectors, all sorts of projectors wouldn't read on that product. And we have it here. We call it the Refusal. This is a product that we made using his tutorial video. What's this stuck on? Tutorial video, and sent the paint to him, which he never did the test, he never did the demonstration. He clearly sent the paint back to us, stating that his products are fraudulent. They're not real. Now, just because he decided to give up his business and not do it anymore, did he get away with it? No, because we're going to take him to court on it. We're going to take him to court and challenge this company that he frauded and ripped off a whole lot of people on YouTube, customers, and not those of you who backed it. The other one said basically got ripped off. People who backed and supported it, you just got ripped off because you deserve it. But there are other people at the end of the day who got ripped off, and they really thought they were getting a good product, and they didn't get anything at all. They got crap. So there's a customer, and a few of them out there. There's one particular customer who basically is trying to watch a soccer game on the screen. He's painted in a 200-inch or 150 big screen, a couple big screen in. And the problem he faces is that the screen is not picking up at all. The screen is completely blurred. Now, mind in the video, he only opens up 2 windows. That's it. As you can see in our demonstration, we're going to challenge you in court. You don't know jack. You don't even know what you're doing. That's a technology that's sitting in the window. Not sitting over here. It's sitting in the window. And it has condensed lighting, which means we have 10 times more lighting than what the customer was using in their demonstration. And my projector is way cheaper than what he was using. Also, for Fernando, who has a habit of using projectors that are ultra short throw, so you can manipulate the distance throw and still try to pick up a refined image, because your image is not going to deteriorate because you're not at a distance. You are selling screen paint on an ultra short throw. That's a huge difference between long throws. Anyone using a long throw, it's going to have an effect, a different effect. If you look at the projector that the fellow was using, it was a very high-end model. It was an Optima, but it was long throw instead of ultra short throw, and that's why his screen went through that tear-up process. If you notice in Fernando's videos, it's always dark in the videos. Anytime he pulls out any light, it's nowhere making anywhere contact near the screen, because corners where the screen is sitting at are completely dark. This is the stuff, Fernando, that I want to challenge you in court. I'm there in this series. Once we get you down here where you can't go anywhere, I'm going to file a formal complaint against your former business, claiming that you frauded and ripped off your customer base by selling them nothing more than basic house paint, which means we will require all testing on your product before and after sold. You better have this stuff, because this is very, very serious. You're caught with consumer fraud. It's a very, very serious charge. So we can show that not only did you commit all kinds of fraudulent acts toward us in your business, but also toward customers, because no way in the world a screen should look that bad. No way in the world. And we've done testing on your products. We got all your receipts. So if you ever sit there and complain and said, hey, we never bought your stuff, we have all your receipts. We'll be requesting ours too, by the way, which you don't have. So you got to answer for this. That guy who opened up that window, there's no way in the world his screen should have came up. Not with the type of machine he was running at the end of the day. He should have never had that issue. But, Fernando looks at it as a quick buck, That's why he has that little policy on his website, and we'll definitely show the courts the policy you have on your website, stating that the product landed on the property, it was theirs, If they opened up the product, it was there was no return on any way whatsoever with that product. How in the heck would you basically know if the product is faulty if you don't open it up and test it? How would you not know that? This is why he lost every single PayPal complaint, because PayPal would not honor the return on his website. So, if the courts asked what happened to your website, well, he ran it in the ground. Did all types of stuff on the website. You were touching copyrighted material on the website. You were doxing addresses on the website. All that's part of the court case. That website's part of the court case. And the criminal charges showed your website in those charges also too. Show that you abused your website in every possible way you can probably think of. Transcripts. We have thousands and thousands of conversations with you on your little message board. We talked to you multiple times, and some of them you rant, you curse, you scream, you yell, and you dox addresses, and you use copyrighted material without permission. Again, I'm charging your company in court. So once we have you here locked in, you can't go anywhere. That's when we begin the process, because where are you going to go? But anyway, getting back to a person who called himself a professional, you had no lighting in the environment. And that customer only opened up 2 curtains, and they weren't even really near the screen, and it took the screen out. This is what the customer should have got. Yes, that's my product. Right there. We developed just about everything. If you notice, my condensed lighting is on the screen. Over by the window. Screen is sitting in the window. You can't even do this demonstration, Fernando, with your own product. Don't worry. So we had the 235.1 setup. So if you notice that nothing's washed out on the screen, and this screen is actually a silver screen. Grass is green. You can see all the players running back and forth. Pause for a minute. Clean my lens for a little bit. My phone. Wow. There we go. So you can see everything crystal clear. There's no washout, nothing. They can see the screen crystal clear. Now, mind you, statements that were made about me said that everything we make is a scam, right? That's going to hurt. We did make so many different versions of screen. So which one are you talking about? Are you talking about our gray technology? Are you talking about our silver technology? Our gunmetal technology? Our dark gray platinum technology? Which one are you talking about? We also make a gold version too. So you better figure out which one you're talking about. But this is our silver version. Now, if you notice, the same complexion we have here is the same complexion we have there. Just because this one's close in the window, does it change? No, it's still the same as the one over here. This one has condensed lighting on top of it. Now, I just did a nice little short video that shows a comparison. The comparison, the poor customer went in and basically painted the screen out, and the orange tan look it had to the screen that actually looked compared to our demonstration here. I have your videos recorded. I can go do side-by-side demonstrations all day long, showing my stuff versus yours. This product is 7 years old. So a 7-year-old product we made way back then, we don't make anymore. It's more advanced than your great products. I'll be posting this to our social media pages and so forth. Explain them, give you full credit for your horrible work, and explaining that the customer completely got ripped off. So what happened, man? You know what happened? You got house paint. That's all you were selling to your customers. There's nothing special about it. It was nothing more than overpriced, glorified house paint. That's all it was. And that is considered consumer fraud. If you go on your channel and you say that you have a product and it does this and does that and blah, 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 and the customers get that horrible results, that means that you have considered consumer fraud because you did a smoke and mirror fake demonstration. That's what you did. Now that paint you refused at the end of the day, we have some of it left over. We're going to entertain this one in court. We're definitely going to entertain it. We can have you make it from scratch right there off your own demonstration is right there. And you'll show us how that product works in a fully lit environment without washing or fading. How we're reading 100% contrast levels and all that. Yeah, we're not going to put any high power projectors. It should be to work off anything with that like we're doing right now. Now, Jamie will consider this to be crying and complaining. Anything that's going to put him in front of a judge or in front of some lawyers, anything that's going to get him some jail time, anything that's going to get him sued, he considers to be crying and complaining. No, Jamie, it's called justice. That's what it's called. It's crying and complaining to those that basically are going to jail. That's crying complaining. Only people like you cry and complain about something that you can't back up in court. You ripped off your entire customer base. Oh, and for you naysayers out there, you didn't know we made silver technology, did you? Oh, heck yeah. Where do you think the AG-47 came from? You thought we just made black paint. Huh. Really? That's what you thought? Yeah. Well, get ready for that butt weapon. That's coming. Oh, there you go. That's my video right there. That's the date, 7 years ago. So what's your excuse? Why is your customer's screen that badly washed out? Can you return it? No, he can't. It says right there on his website, if you open it up, you're stuck with it. Because he's stuck with that product. Can't even get his money back. But he could have. If he knew his rights, he could have got his money back. Could have taken a small claims court. Took him to small claims court and sued him for 12 grand. That judge would have saw that screen like, that's horrible. I think it's not even watchable. I don't understand Spanish, but he did say something I did understand. He said unenjoyable. And he had a nerve to get up there and say that my customers love my products. No, they don't. No, they don't. I bet you I can go through your PayPal account. We get a subpoena for your PayPal account. I bet you have a ton of cancellations. I bet you have a ton of issues for returns. I bet you have a ton of people filing complaints against you. I bet you. Which I ain't going to do. Get a subpoena for your PayPal account. So we can go in and see how many cancellations you have on your account. I guarantee it's a great deal of them. Because what I tested at the end of the day, that stuff, there's no way in the world anyone sitting down next to that thing and saying, oh, this works. Especially the other half that put the Network Grade 773 against. I told you, customers were doing it themselves because he refused to do it. He didn't want to do it. So the customers were coming in, they were buying Network Grade 773 and it was matching. And they're arguing with him at the end of the day saying, hey, this stuff is matching at the end of the day. Because again, you kick up enough dirt at the end of the day, people at the end of the day are going to do it for themselves. If you're not going to do it, they're going to do it themselves. And that's what they did. And this product matched. So now he's calling them liars at the end of the day. You call your own customers liars at the end of the day. They did the test. They know the product matched. We're going to call them liars. And what happened when you did it? It matched. What happened to the video? You got rid of it. Of course you got rid of the video. You got to nerve the right to me at the end of the day and say I removed videos at the end of the day that evidence. Fernando, I got a stack of evidence over there on the table right now. I got videos that date back to what? 5, 6 years ago, all over Google, all types of stuff on everywhere, all over the place. And each one of those videos I can use against you in a court of law to prosecute you. You can't. That's why you're going to court. You're going to court because the videos you made, that's what you're going to court for. You can't back up what our company's supposed to be about. So if you can't back up what my company is supposed to be about and you lied about it, then who's the one at the end of the day who's making fake demonstrations? Take me to court. Go to one of your lawyers and you claim blah, blah, blah that you have. And take me to court. I've told you this dozens of times. You can't. You don't know what you are right now. 1 minute you say, I got you in a text minute, I'm going to show the judge. 1 minute in the text you say, you're a citizen. Next minute you say you're not. Next minute you say you are. You don't know what's going on, man, right now. You're not even in touch with reality right now. But I do know one thing. I am going to take you to court. And I'm going to prosecute you on your company. And another thing I'm going to prosecute you on is operating in the state of California without a license, operating a business in an environment that's not zoned for it, including that counterfeiting nonsense. I'm going to add that in there too, along with that too, because you said you were going to open up a 3D printing business. I got you on recording saying it. Moving on to bigger and better things, right? All right then. And you started a 3D printing business. You used our cube without permission and so forth. You don't have to worry about that one, Con. That's a bit of a doozy. Now, you sold products. We're going to request all tests for your products. And you better have them. If not, you're in a lot of trouble. Let's see what we get for consumer fraud. And you're going to have to pay back all that money. Which means you're going to go through your PayPal account and they're going to pull every single order and you're going to request a return. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, that's the most horrible thing. That customer with that washed out screen is a shame. There is no way in the world he should have ever gotten that image. If you go to the video, the type of projector he has is a very top-notch projector. So if he can't get his paint to work on a projector of that caliber, there is no hope for anybody else with anything lower than that projector. And if you have to spend more to get that product to work, where's it worth it? How's it worth it? How are you saving you hundreds? Can't even get the projector to work. He tried to go in and he tried to get the guy, because I can see some things that are missing at the bottom, but he tried to go in and get the guy to remove some stuff. Let me explain something to the fellow at the end of the day. Don't budge. Because Fernando's the type of person, and I believe you 100%, Fernando, you're this type of person. You're a type of person that's undocumented, that would threaten a person and think that he's undocumented, that you're going to call ICE. Oh, I know things about you, buddy. I know a lot of things about you. A lot of things. I know a lot of your secrets at the end of the day. I know things you do to intimidate people. And you have used that statement being a Mexican man yourself. Because you were harassing a fellow of mine that was actually a fellow who's a Christian. He did some videos for us, and Jamie harassed this guy. He's Mexican, by the way. And you said some things you shouldn't have said. You would say anything and do anything to manipulate. Like I said, at the end of the day, where you're going, Jane, there's no way out of this. What I'm enjoying about this the most, it's like watching someone slide down a hill and trying to watch them grab onto every little thing they can, and they can't stop it. This is going to happen 100%. You are going to end up in a courtroom in front of a judge, and there's nothing you can do about it. I love this, 100%. You've ripped off and robbed so many people, churches, hospitals. He just ripped them off on that fake paint that doesn't do anything at all, period. And that fellow, I feel sorry for him. Did you watch the demonstration when he built his theater room? He did an amazing job of it. Amazing job. The ceiling, drop ceiling. It was pretty cool, pretty nice. He put all that work into it, and he probably thought in his mind he was going to have this massive 2-inch screen, have the windows open, and watch this beautiful image. It's like soccer, as you can see. He can't even watch the game. That's heartbreaking at the end of the day. That's like setting up for a whole theater setup. You know, they do something like they don't get your chairs on time, or something's missing, and you're like, man, you got to be kidding me. Like, really? Like that kind of stuff. But he really thought this screen was going to work. And you know what the sad thing about it is? When he opened up the windows, if you listen to him talk, I got a buddy of mine speak Spanish, so he translates the whole thing for me. He didn't try to basically say anything nasty about him at all, period. He's confused why his screen's not working in that video. And he literally said something I understood. He said, unenjoyable. That's horrible. Did he get his money back? No, because of his policy. So you think you're going to rip people off and get away with it? Oh, no, buddy. I got something waiting for you at the end of the day. I got something waiting for you. And when you get over here in that system of the day, Fernando, I'm going to file so many charges against you on so many things. I got so many people. I'm telling them where you're at so they can begin the process of filing criminal charges against you, because this is it. It's over. It is over for you. Frantically running through me emails, scared. Scared. That's what those emails were. They were scared and scared. Trying to tell me, oh, you can't find me. You can't get me at the end of the day. I got a friend who works for Border Patrol. He saw that email. He's like, oh, you're going to make it personal, right? Yeah, go ahead and play around. So you keep on playing with people at the end of the day. You keep on playing. Caught up to you. Everything caught up to you now. Yep. Guillotine coming. You might want to duck, but in your case, you can't because your legs don't bend. So guess what? You're going to take it. Let's go over here and let's see what this consumer fraud is going to be about. Because I feel sorry for that guy at the end of the day. I watched the video, I see him put the whole thing together. And the thing about it is, when you open up those windows, usually if your paint doesn't work in your windows, people will tell you, well, you got to get the blackout curtains, something like that. And then, you can work with it. Turn your lights on, it'll work with that. But this guy had the impression that he was going to be able to use the windows. Why else would he open up the windows and show light coming in if he thought it wasn't going to work? And if you hear him in the video, he never says anything bad about Jamie at all, period. He literally thought it was going to work. Because you know why, Jamie? He probably asked about the windows. Most people do. It's like I got 2 windows next to where I want to put the screen at. I'll make sure it's going to work. You guarantee me this is going to work? You told him yes when you didn't even test. You didn't even know. Same way how you got hung yourself and the Network Grade 773 video when we told you your stuff was matching house paint. What did you do? Come out there all bright-eyed, bushy-tail, holding up a can, saying, "Oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about." Ah, yeah, what happened in that video? That's a huge piece of humble pie, right? I'm surprised you're still here. I'm surprised you didn't choke to death on that humble pie. It was the equivalent of swallowing a brick, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Got caught in his throat. You know, something Tom and Jerry was just caught in the throat. You can see the imprint of the brick in his throat. Yeah. And then he tried all this crazy stuff, like knocking the camera over. Yeah, too late. We all saw it. And still comes up on camera and talks about how your Cinemax is so special at the end of the day. Whew, you're going to have problems in that courtroom. But I do like the fact that you're going to go through what they call the glass jar scenario. That when we place you in that jar, that lid for each trial is going to slowly turn until it tightens down on you, and you're going to feel like you can't breathe. That's usually what happens to people in courtrooms when that pressure kicks in. They have breathing issues in there, panic attacks, anxiety attacks kick in. That's good. That's good. Give you a taste of your own medicine and how you treated other people at the end of the day. When you're finally sentenced, well, you have to keep coming back. You got other charges, literally come back. But who knows when you'll be finally sentenced? Literally, he has so much stuff on him. I don't even know. It just maybe 2027. I don't know. It's gonna be a lot. It's a lot. But you know, it comes from a person at the end of the day who stated, and when I showed the judge this, reason why he did all this, because he really believed that he was undetectable. He literally sent me an email saying that you can't find me. Good luck on sending someone to my front door. I don't have any paperwork. I don't exist in the U.S. So, AK, what you're saying is, and the judge is going to see it the same way, I do whatever I want to do. There's nothing you can do about it, because you can't find me. That's really what you said. I'm so glad my buddy didn't say challenge accepted, because, man, he would have found your address quick. And you keep in mind, your address is posted. Which, another thing, I don't understand this one either. My buddy's laughed about this one. Like, why is he writing an email that he can't be found, but I just found his address? We just said that you're undetectable. We literally found your address. He went on there, he looked through property search. He went on the LLC, and he found you. He said, how in the world, what is wrong with him? Yeah, okay. It's like my cat sometimes. My cat will sit there perfectly still, like you can't see me if I stand still. How much jail time can you get for consumer fraud? So consumer fraud is punishable, and mind you, yours is way up there. Yours is not even minor. If you was ranging in minor, which no, way up there. You've been robbing people from that great pain for a very long time. You would have get 90 days, but because your stuff is way over that, I mean way, way over that, you're reaching somewhere between 10 to 20 years. Because you have a major felon. Now, if you're saying you ran an honest 100% business at the end of the day, well, there's that whole perjury on the LLC thing going on. That nonsense right there. And then another problem you have at the end of the day, you did run a counterfeiting business out of your apartment. I don't care if you stop running it. The fact that videos are there, they're fresh through this year and last year. It is this year and last year. We found new stuff on your site that was posted. So the fact that you basically decided to go in and rip off major companies. Let's refresh Fernando on this one. What happens if you use a 3D printer to print out major licensed items and sell them? So you don't believe it. You're going to go to Marvel at the end of the day and say, oh, you don't think your copyright's real. I don't think your trademark's real. Printing and selling major trademark and copyright teams from Disney, Marvel, which you did, video game props without authorization violates intellectual property IP law, which can lead to legal action, including cease and desist orders, fines, lawsuits, even 3D models or the original brand owners. You can get jail time for this. But Fernando, what made yours even worse is you sold the items. Now say somebody printed out a bunch of items. They may get a cease may get a cease. That's very rare. May get a cease and desist. But if you sold that you were making money, you were going to different locations, you're advising customers that you're selling here, you're selling there, you're making a business. There's pictures of you buying vehicles, buying dinners, going on vacation, you're going to jail. Because now you're like, not only did you take my stuff at the end of the day, but you dirty spit in my face. See, these are people that got in trouble. Got in trouble printing out stuff that you're not supposed to be printing, and they're going to jail for it. I'm watching one of those, by the way. I'm curious to see what happens to you. Let me get another one, because I'm definitely going to watch that. Yeah, what do you think I think it was going to happen? There was a guy, I remember, on Facebook. He has a piece of professional sewer. He was showing people how to make sneakers like Nike, Adidas. We don't see him anymore. I wonder why. How much jail time can you receive for basically selling trademark items from Disney or Marvel? So you're talking about first offense. First offense is up to 10. This is first offense. First. Up to 5 to 10 years. Fines are $2 million. We better get to you before they do. Literally. If you're facing up to for second offense, you have to, it's going to be worse. You're facing up to 10 years, 10 to 20 years. Yeah, Confederate goods, that can cause serious harm. Yeah, it does cause serious harm to the economy. It really does. Did you read through any of this stuff? You didn't read anything, right? Let's get you something else to help you out. Yes, Disney will sue you for just about anything. Disney does not play around at the end of the day when it comes to this stuff. They don't play around. And you're selling the items, and oh my goodness. Wait till Nintendo get their hand. Nintendo's another company you don't mess around with. They're brutal too. And he's selling their Pokemon items. Oh my goodness, it's going to be awful. It's going to be awful. Let's help Fernando with this one. Can you use a 3D printer to print out trademark licensed items and sell them? That even sounds bad when they even say it on there. Printing and selling trademark copyrighted things with a 3D printer without explicit written permission. You got to have written permission from the IP holder is generally illegal and considered to be infringement. See, I had a friend of mine, Fernando, a long way back, and she was a fantastic artist. She was taking all white tennis sneakers, and she was drawing Hello Kitties on them. And then she was selling them. And I had to tell her, no, don't do that. You can't sell that because at the end of the day, that belongs to somebody. They can sue you for this. So I advise you don't do this anymore, period. So what you do is, she has a track record of the people she sold those sneakers to. It's going to be a very painful process, but you're going to have to give them back their money, and you're going to collect those sneakers. That's what you're going to do. Because any one of those people can say, hey, I bought this. They can file a complaint against you if they're angry or want to be nasty with you. But no, give them back their money, get those sneakers back. And that's what she did. She got the good thing, she didn't sell them for a lot of money. And she got one of those sneakers back. They were nice, something sneakers back. And she explained to them they were very kind about it. And she gave them their money. So you're going to have to go get that money. Because if you don't, what's going to happen is they're going to request more than that money from you. You're going to jail. You're definitely, this right here is definitely sending you to jail. It's definitely sending you to jail. I've never seen anything like it. I showed that to so many people at the end of the day, and they were like, what is wrong with him? Like, is he special needs or something? Because who else in their right mind uses a 3D printer to print out major licensed items, and then you post them all over social media? And then you show yourself bragging about the money you're making from stealing from companies. But he reminds me of this one fellow in COVID, where they were giving companies these bailouts, and he made up a fake company, and he was getting like thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars of bailouts. And he decided to do a rap video about this whole scheme thing he was running, and rap about it in a video. Why? Flashing some of the letters around that he got for the government for these bailouts. And they saw the video, and he got busted. That is self-snitching on another level. Fernando is self-snitching on a whole nother level. Because if I find out in the day, well, that's what we're taking to court for anyway. You touch your copyrights. Gee whiz Louise. Who told you this? Who in their right mind told you this? And then on top of that, you said you're printing out the Jason Voorhees masters for a company. For the fellow who has the company, you're going to jail, by the way. Just so you know that, for receiving stolen items. And at 1,000 pieces, that's over a felony. That's going to be no, that is a felony over 1,000 pieces. You ordered from him, you're going to jail. They're going to track your company down, and you're going to get arrested for that, for receiving stolen items. Let's see how that one works at the end of the day. How much jail time can you get for receiving and buying stolen items? $90 to 20 years. It's no joke. So basically, potential jail time for receiving and buying stolen items, which means customers that were sitting in those pictures clearly holding the items in their hands. Good gracious. Now, either way, they can sit there and say at the end of the day, they could defend themselves and say, hey, I didn't know. I thought this guy was an everyday vendor. When I bought the items from him, we didn't know at the end of the day that, they were stolen items. But that guy, at the end of the day, he detected it because he sat there and said he saw the stuff he had on his table. It was tempting, but he went to his sister's table instead because his sister had all legit stuff on her table because she had boxes and all that stuff. You didn't have anything. So even he can tell as a collector that your stuff wasn't legit. But the other ones went in there and bought because they figured, hey, I'm going to have this collection, no one's going to really know, da-da-da-da-da. This will probably cost me thousands of dollars. Forget it, it'll be a lot cheaper. You're going to go to jail. It's going to be hard to defend that one. You're going to have to get an attorney. The attorney is going to be pricey and expensive to fight these big companies because these companies are no joke. Now, mind you, my buddy went through this nonsense in the day, but he bought it from a guy who stole from somebody else from a house. That's different. You are basically dealing with Disney. You're dealing with anyone who stole anything from Disney, and you're still with Marvel. You're going to have a big attorney to fight these guys. So, I don't know what you're going to do. Why don't you take a picture next to that, by the way? He gave you a trash bag. Didn't you realize pick up on the trash? Oh, my goodness. I just saw, can I get some certificates, please? Because people are in there. If I'm buying something, especially at $500, I want to make sure it's real. So can I get some kind of seal or sticker or something? Where's the original box that came in? I need to know all that stuff. They could get him. They could turn around and get him. So stolen items received, stolen property. Value of the property. Yeah, 90 days for a summary. That's only for a summary. Offenses up to 20 years. Third-degree felony. Jeez, this guy's gonna be. He's gonna be up there, man. Remember what I told you in the video when you said you're moving on to bigger and better things? You hear me in the background saying, don't print up anything licensed. I said in the video, you can literally hear me say it. In the commentary, I said, that's what I said. I hope he doesn't print up anything licensed because he's known for doing dumb stuff. And what did you do? For those who don't believe me, we got them posted. Even got your new stuff up there. Your new stuff posted up there. And videos and everything. Alright? The channel. You go by the 3D prints. Alright? There's you right there. Or the storage units. We even got the information up the QR receipt that you left there. The receipt with the QR code, we got the information right off of it. How much you sold it for and everything. Yeah, right there, QR code pulled it. These are all companies that actually own these items, their phone numbers, information, contact and reach them. And there you go. Did you have permission to sell this? No. Was that right there? No. Stole about everything under the sun. Dragon Ball Z. That's one of the items sitting on the table. So, Fernando, when you're here in lockup. This is one of the we're going to be bringing you to court for. Copyright infringement, which is us, trademark, and the judge is going to reach out to each and every one of these companies to let them know that they have a person of interest that has been printing and selling their items. And you're going to meet some really big boy attorneys. I couldn't imagine what Disney attorneys look like. Storage unit, showing that not only is he printing out stolen items, but he's storing them. Which means it tells him at the end of the day that you're not a first-time offender. You ran a business. Now, Fernando will get upset and angry over this and start screaming and yelling, ranting and carrying on. For what? Didn't you do it? Isn't that against the law? What are you screaming about? Look at the containers filled with all stolen items. So your fan base didn't do anything about it because, again, I don't call them Americans. But at the end of the day, I will. That's Transformers right there. There's Spider-Man. Late Stan Lee. Got Voltron in there. Transformers. There's Iron Man right there. Anybody in this channel report this? No, one person, right? We'll let the judge know. Especially for the ones that made comments at the end of the day. We got you. We'll let the judge know. All that stuff is scanned in. It's already scanned in. They went to the YouTube channel, everything about it, the whole 9 yards. Jeebus Louise. Operating the machines, got videos of that. When I showed my buddy, he said, man, he posted all this? I said, yeah, he posted all of it. Yep. He posted all of it. There is the Jason Voorhees mask that he was taking and selling to a company. They're going to track down the company and figure out where it's coming, who bought it. That person was stupid. I would have never bought that stuff. You lose your entire business over this nonsense. They're going to fine you millions of dollars. Each one of the company, people own this, is going to fine him millions of dollars. Going to take his business from him. He'll lose his business. And go to jail for it. And before I buy anything from anybody from a 3D printer, and you said you got something like that, I want to see authorization from the company that gave you full permission to do this. So he got other ones right here tucked away in the corner. Some other ones right in the corner. Printed this out. Look at it. Just a shame. Just ripping companies off. Look, just ripping them off. And bragging about it. I'm going to post your email here. When you sat there and you stated and said that you don't have any paperwork, you can do whatever you want to do, I'm going to post you right there. I got a couple other sites I'm going to be posting the email too. Once all this is done, I got a couple other sites I'm going to post the email too. You thought you could come to this country and do whatever you wanted to do. And the people that supported you. Look at this. Multiple operations of machines. The window's shut right here. Literally got a window shut. Poor ventilation. No covering any of the machines whatsoever. This guy's going to mess around and get himself cancer using these machines the other day. You're supposed to have them covered. You see the freaking laugh emojis? That's from Jamie. Jamie came in and put out laugh emojis because he figured at the end of the day, if no one took it seriously, no one would get upset about it. So you found it funny that you come here to our country and rip off our companies and sell and profit and make money at the end of the day off somebody else's company, and you found that hilarious. Yeah, you put your name is right there, pops up on it. So I'll make sure the judge gets all that too on top of that. When we start processing you for that part. How you found it so funny. There's the table. There's the guy who bought the Pikachu, wherever the Pokemon, whatever the thing is in the day. I don't follow that. Look at the stolen material on the table. Do you have any idea how much time this guy is going to receive? By the time they sort that table out and they figure out which companies own what, you're going to see companies come down from overseas. They're definitely going to come from overseas. You try to make it look like used items. Give your people a bad name. You do. Give your people a bad name. Because anybody out there that's a MAGA at the end of the day, they get wind of this at the end of the day, you know they're going to go to town with this thing. They're going to come out there and say, yeah, Trump was right. Trump was definitely right. You're supposed to be building your people up, man, not tearing them down and try to give them stereotypes at the end of the day. It's bad enough they got to deal with half of the nonsense they got to go on with. They got to deal with ICE. They got to deal with freaking Trump at the end of the day. And you doing nonsense like this? Look at all this stuff laying on the table he stole. That's a late Stan Lee. And you got any no respect for this man at the end of the day? That you going to steal from Stan Lee? Got a nerve to call yourself a Marvel fan? And I seen that when you came behind his picture, like you printed out him, and you came behind it. Oh, you going to pay for that, Fernando. I'm a Marvel fan. I'm a big-time Marvel fan. You going to pay for that. See, unlike your followers, I'm going to drag you behind into a courtroom. Oh, I'm going to get you here. And if I can't get you here, I'm going to hand you over to Border Patrol. Because I got a friend over there. I can get you here. You're definitely coming here 100%. So when I go and file Monday morning to get this taken care of, you can't show up, and you know you can't. And we know you can't show up. And when I get ready to transfer over to the criminal justice building to file against you, we know you can't show up. So when I'm sitting in that courtroom waiting for you and you don't show up, I'm going to have a smile on my face. You know why? Because you're coming here. And when you come here, Fernando, you're going to pay for everything you did, including touching Stan Lee's work. From a real Marvel fan at the end of the day, this is how we handle it. Not like you fakes on that channel that supported that nonsense. Man done passed away. Everybody sitting there crying at the end of the day talking about poor Stan Lee, you know what I mean, trying to respect him at the end of the day the best way they can. And you got this freaking fat junk. I'm come out of my words today with the same. I said, sorry, Lord, but at the end of the day, I'm a big fan of Stan Lee, and I don't appreciate what you did, man. That's total disrespect. That's like going over and urinating on his grave at the end of the day. That's his work. It belongs to him. So you like to steal stuff, right? All right, cool. I got you loud and clear. I got you. So not only for touching my stuff, not only for basically no respect for anybody at the end of the day, do what you want to do, claim you could disappear all you want. Yeah, I got a bounty hunter that's willing to take that challenge. How much you want to challenge? The Marine can't find you. We could find you. We already know where you're at. You ain't going anywhere. Same thing like that dumb. I got to print that email out. That email he sent to us talking about I moved and you can't find me now and blah, 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 blah. I'm going to find the email, print it out for you. Larry said that nonsense. He's known for doing this dumb nonsense. When things get too hot for him, he's known for doing this. But that nonsense you did with Stan Lee, and you're going to rip him off and then had a nerve to print out his face and a laugh behind it, you found that funny. And those on the channel, we saw your comments at the bottom. You found it funny also. Fernando, you're going at the end of the day, justice is going to be served. The prison system that you will be in, justice will be served. Mind you, your big mouth at the end of the day got you in some trouble, didn't it? Got you in some trouble and you said some things on your YouTube channel. Yeah, yep. So justice will be served. He's a dirtbag. He's a definitely 100% dirtbag. Now, would I consider all Mexican? No, heck no, heck no. You're a different type of person at the end of the day. I don't even consider you to be Mexican. You're not. You're not like my Mexican brothers at the end of the day. You're nowhere near close to them or any of my Mexican friends. You're not like that. No. They're different. These people at the end of the day, I respect these people at the end of the day. They're like family to me at the end of the day. These people are respectable citizens. You know what I mean? That's what they are, Fernando. Not you. You're a dirtbag. That's what you are. Well, your time ran out. It definitely ran out. So Monday morning, we begin. Now, just if you believe that you don't get any notices, nothing pops about, it doesn't work that way. Let me explain something to you, to a person that does not understand how the criminal system works here because you have no idea how these things work. And if we get you on your channel ranting and carrying on about how nothing's going to happen to you, oh, you better not do that one, buddy. Trust me, you better not do that one. Because this will get you in even more trouble. Like now, you're basically telling the judge they're going to do jack to you. So let me explain something to you before you put your foot down your throat and choke yourself to death. When you file for these things, action does not happen right away. All the evidence has to be gathered and processed to start working on a case. Once enough evidence is basically there, then they can submit this document to a judge. This takes 12 to 30 days for it to hit a judge. Once a judge receives this information, a judge will proceed to basically look at it, examine it, and there's enough there for a court case, then a court case will be drawn up. And once this court case is ready to go, then this is where they contact us, because they're going to send a letter to you anyway. You're going to receive a letter from the courthouse explaining to you that you have been sued and you got to go to court and so forth and da-da-da-da-da. And you got 30 days. They best that you get an attorney, which you can't do because you don't have identification. So that's not going to happen. So bottom line is because you have to fill out some kind of form. There's some kind of form you have to fill out what it is. It's actually 3 of them. At the end of the day, it's a reply back. So anyway, this he can't do. So he's going to ignore the letter altogether. We know you're going to ignore the letter. You're just going to ignore it. But I'm going to send a process server to your front door. I'm paying for that out of my pocket. And when the process server gets there, he's going to take pictures of your building as a request. He's always going to take pictures of the front door, and he's going to come there several times to serve you, which we know you're not going to show up. And with that being said, at the end, I'm going to have it posted to your door and take a picture showing the courts that you did receive it because it's on your door. See, a letter you can return away. You don't have to sign for it. But a process server or sheriff's department, because we can get the sheriff's department to come to your front door and post it. I might get the sheriff's department on one of them. I think when we do the criminal, I'm getting the sheriff's department on that one. But anyway, so that will happen. No, I forgot. No. Oh yeah, they do post it with the sheriff on that one. It's when he gets a bench warrant. It's different. They come and get him. But anyway, so that'll start that process. So you have to be there on the date of the court date, be there on time, be there early, which we know you can't be there because you're undocumented and you sat there and said it in an email to everybody. You don't have paperwork, you just said it. You said you're here illegally in this country and you're a legal immigrant, and you said that's correct, and you said I'm illegally here in this country. It's right there stated, and it came from your email address. So with that being said, if you sat there and said somebody copied my email, that's virtually impossible. You can't make a duplicate of someone's email. You can make basically something close to it, like a 1, maybe put a lowercase, a hyphen, or whatever. You can do that, but you can't make the exact same duplicate. So no, and we actually pinged it already. So with that being said, you don't show up for that one, then what's going to happen is people will come to your front door, with sheriff's department, and they're going to take your stuff. Whatever they feel that tally up to $12,000. Don't take it. Now, once all that's done and over with, go through that ordeal, got a little breathing room in there for a little bit, and then the next stage for us is to go next door and to go file with the criminal courts for basically something called a private civil criminal complaint. Yeah, we're going to file one of those. Now, once we file that, that is criminal charges, where we show basically the counterfeiting nonsense and touching our copyrights, the terroristic threats, stuff like that, doxing addresses, and then we'll bring up criminal reports that we have from the FBI incident reports, Allentown incident reports, and all of that stuff like that. Then they'll get that all set up, the same process, 12 to 30 days. So I think it's roughly 12 to 30 days in there. Once all that's in there, all that's compiled in there, same process as before. They have to go through everything because you don't want a wild witch hunt on somebody at the end of the day. Because if somebody comes and says, hey, a person attacked me, and a bunch of police come after you, that's a wild witch hunt. It's called due process, to make sure everything is in place and everything's looked through over and over and over again to make sure 100% that we basically are convicting the right person. So once all that's in there, which is not going to be a problem, we have more than enough evidence on you. I think we do over there. So with that being said, well, we know we do. With that being said, once it's a judge will say, yeah, this is definitely enough for a criminal case. Let's get it started. And they'll send out the paperwork, which means you get another certified letter to your front door. Now, when that certified letter gets there, I know what you're going to do. You're basically going to take it and send it back. You're not going to sign it. I already know from there what you're going to do. You did it with the paint. But just to make sure you get it, I'm going to hire either the sheriff's department or I'm going to hire basically a process server to come to your apartment and post it to your door and take a picture and send it back to the courthouse, send it back to us or the judge, whoever gets it, to let them know that you just got served for court. Now, this one's different. This one can cause a bench warrant, which means that If you don't go in, you don't reply back on that document, you don't show up at all, when I go to court and I'm sitting there in front of a judge and you're not there and they're waiting and you don't show up, what's going to happen is they're going to walk over, the judge is going to go over and he's going to call me up, probably most likely, and I'll explain everything and what's going on, so forth, and the problem we're having with you and why you didn't show. And what they're going to do, they're going to basically get a bench warrant on you, which means they're going to put an arrest warrant for your arrest. And that means that issue is going to be issued to the Allentown Police Department, which is going to issue this to Baldwin Police Department, which they're going to come to your property and they're going to arrest you. They'll handcuff you, stick you in the back of the car, drive you away from your apartment, take you to a facility, but you probably know where it's at, and they're going to begin the stage of processing. They're also going to be asking for your identification, ID, and all that other information, because you're going to have all that. Now, once you're in there, they're going to take your fingerprints, they're going to take a mug shot of you, tell you to remove your belt, tell you to remove your shoelaces, because they don't want you hanging yourself, because people will do that in there. And they're going to basically, when they're done processing you, they're going to pick exactly what holding facility or cell they're going to put you in, because there's multiple ones there, they'll stick you in one of there. Until either they're going to transport you down here, or the police from up this district is going to come pick you up and bring you back here. Because the trial is down here. This is where you're supposed to be at for the trial. So now what they're going to do is, they're probably going to process you on their end. I don't know if they're going to do it or not. I'm not sure about that, but I'm pretty sure some processing definitely has to take place. Or they're going to take what they have over there, or they're maybe going to do their own processing over here. So you might have another set of fingerprints down here and mug shots in this district. Then once all that's done, they're going to take you over to the jail over here, because that's where they hold them at. And that's where you're going to be at, in that jail right there, until the next court date comes up. So the next court date could be December, it could be in the summer, it could be any time they're going to have it. For me, at the end of the day, I ain't no rush. As long as I know you're there, I'm good. So while that's going on, I'm going back to the courthouse, and we're going to file a couple other charges on you, including challenging your company and all this other nonsense you did, and also too with that counterfeiting nonsense you did, and also too I got some people that are coming up because they know you're going to be there. They're going to tell the judge and explain to them how you threatened them. They got your emails. You sent your emails over to them, threatened them. Same emails we have here. You're bold, ain't you? Yeah, you are. So then you got that, right? And then you and Mr. Williams know each other, so we'll make sure the judge knows about you and Mr. Williams' activity and how you two know each other, and McAfee and the rest of you will all be pulled into that nightmare. Sounds pretty bad, right? Wait to hear it come out of a lawyer's mouth or a judge talk, sends it back to you. Oh, man. Whew. Better not cry, cause I'm telling you why. Do. Yeah, dude, you're a thief. You clearly stole from so many people, man. You stole from your customers. You used your family members' addresses to try to hide your identity. That's a shame, man. And we got to put that document in there. That document shows the crease and desist order. We told you to stay away from stuff, or deceits and crease, whatever you want to call it. And then you rip off Stanley. Well, I want the judge to know that. You ripped off Stanley. Well, you got everything on there. You got the Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah, stole from everybody. What are you going to do, Fernando? Get this video removed too? You're going to try to get the video. You hear any music playing in the video? There's no music, right? There's no copyrights. There's nothing. But they'll try to get together and try to get the video removed. We got a Facebook page here that shows 24/7 with your stuff, doing what you do at the end of the day. We got copies of this in multiple locations. This is going to keep uploading over and over again. The people who see this keep uploading it over and over again. That's why we left all the information for them to contact these companies at the end of the day. Law enforcement officers can get access to this. Judges can get access to this. Anybody can get access to this. Your address is right on there too, by the way. You want to say we're doxing your address? Jamie will sit there and complain and said he's doxing my address because I'm counterfeiting people's license items, and he's mad because I should be able to get rich and I should be able to make money off selling other people's stuff. How about you make your own stuff at the end of the day? Oh, your imagination don't kick that far over. You just rather just steal from other people. See, at the end of the day, that's what we call lazy, Jamie. You try to call me lazy. You don't know how to make and create your own product. You're lazy. Even with the screen paint products, you stole that from other people who made screen paint products. When you were coming on, you were asking people how their products are made. You were stealing from them. So you bumped into me. I bet you basically regret the day you came into my YouTube channel. You will. When you're sitting in that holding cell, because again, on our end, we want 50 years out of you. As I said, oh, we taking that watch too, by the way. We get everything. We take it all. Watches, wedding rings, everything. I talked to the guy today what we can have. I made specific lists that I want the wedding ring and that watch. Do I want to wear it? Heck no. I can't. I don't have access to that. They're going to sell your stuff off, but I told them exactly what you have that's valuable. Yep. And that truck you got, you can forget that because that's under somebody else's name. That's another nightmare on top of that. You're driving around without a license and without insurance. Show me your driver's license. You don't have one. Because you clearly stated you don't have any papers. So, I mean, you're driving in the state of Pennsylvania without a license. Anyone can call in your dealership plates automatically. They pull you over, you're done. He has one time for somebody to pull him over, he's done that quick. So how are you buying? How did you obtain a car without a valid driver's license? And you know you haven't heard anything back from the lawyer, right? We haven't got any emails from him back. Wait, that's him right there crying right now. You sent another one? Are you crying? What are you crying for? You're going to jail, Fernando. That's it. You can send all the emails you want. You are going to jail. Look, he's scared. He sent another one. He's scared. You're going to jail. Just like that. Ain't nothing you can do about it. All you can do is sit there and just wait. So if you say we got the email saying you're not a citizen, I can post that right now. Oh, we did post it already. We did post the email already. Yep. So you just said you weren't a citizen. If you're not a citizen, then how are you driving? Because last I checked, anybody else has a license. You know how you have to get a license, right? You know it's required to have a license. So if you don't have any paperwork and you can't be traced anywhere, how is you driving? Because you could be tracked by your driver's license. You could be tracked by your freaking license plate at the end of the day. So if you're untraceable, how are you driving a vehicle? That means you drive without a vehicle. If somebody they got your license plate, I bet you pulled the video showing the truck in the dealership. Too late, we got a copy. We recorded it already. And I made a copy of that video just in case if you try to pull it. So we got the license plate, everything. I took pictures and everything. So all I have to do is just make a phone call on your vehicle and that's it. They pull you over, that's it. And if you sit there and say at the end of the day that, hey, he's trying to say that we got the email right there. We know the kind of forgetful memory you have at the end of the day. You have the type of memory where you'll say something and then turn around and say you never said it. That's why we call you Mexican Trump. Trump does that a lot. I never said that. I don't recall saying that. When did I say that? You just said that about 5 minutes ago. Really? I'm sorry, I don't recall saying that. Gee whiz Louise. Are we going to look at your email? Nah. I'm going to forward it over to Border Patrol. That's where it's going. I told you don't send anything else to me, didn't I? That's what I forwarded to my buddy in Border Patrol. He's going to get it. Along with the rest of the other emails. I'm sending it right over to him. And he knows where you're at. So, let's see who gets to you first. Bet you wish you could have retracted that one, didn't you? Yeah. Not even at all, period. What you getting mad about? He's all upset. What you getting mad about? You came in and ripped off all these people at the end of the day. You got customers that bought from you right there. One bought it for $500. Another one over here, he bought an item from you. And you're showing your operation of business. So, once we get you down here, locked in, this is where we have to reach out to zoning in the building, and we have to reach out to for the violation for a business license because you don't have one. This is what you're going to contact your landlord. We got to reach out to your landlord too. I'm pretty sure once your landlord finds what's going on, eviction notice is definitely going to come up. You won't be there. Unfortunately, your family's going to get hit with the eviction notice. Look at the name, best self-snitching video ever. The name of the machine and everything right there. Right, we got more self-snitching on himself. Look at this. Now, Fernando, you can say I'm jealous. Why would I be jealous? I got a multi-million-dollar technology. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be at a place showing off the AdTech and the Apex on that technology. Also, other places have to be. I'm going to be contracted for. My business is taking off. You, on the other hand, you're running a counterfeiting business. And for a person that has to pay a lot of money when it comes to trademarks and stuff to protect myself, I don't appreciate people like you. If you weren't afraid of what was going to happen to you, you wouldn't have sent the email, because it wouldn't have phased you. An email you sent, like I said, you try to make it sound like you're untouchable. Good luck in sending something to my front door. Did we do that one already? We did that one already, right? We did send something to your front door. I don't know why you said that. Nobody was laughing like, what's that? Is something wrong with the front? I have no idea. We don't entertain that part. We just go with whatever it goes with. That's basically about it. But you send it, and then you turn around and send another response to that by saying, I'm going to get my lawyer. I get your lawyer. I have paperwork. You have to have a state ID. Your lawyer. Interesting. Let's see what else we got on here. Buddy was like, he said he's gonna sue you. How's he gonna sue you? How does that process start? I was like, I don't know. Dude's delusional. Look at all the Michael Myers masks he stole. He stole from what's going Jason. Then he also turned around and stole the Michael Myers mask. Whole case of these things he stole. What do you think a judge is going to say, Fernando, when he or she sees this? I told you at the end of the day, if you felt that anything that I've done instead, just take it over to the police. Get your camera, walk it over to Baldwin Police Department, and show them the videos that we have here. I bet you $100 you don't make it out of that building. I bet you $100 they arrest you right on the spot. So if you can't go over there and show them at the end of the day, then that means you've done something wrong. Bigger question, what are you doing with the waste? How are you disposing the waste? At all, period. Just throwing in regular trash, right? That's what you're doing? Man, they're going to get this guy on so much stuff, man. The ecosystem, you have so much stuff. Your landlord is in so much trouble with this mess. Because they're going to look at that. You don't have any special dumpsters out there. You're running a company. It's not zoned. You don't have a license. This is going to hit him with this mess. He's going to get struck with this stuff. Especially when zoning comes out there. He's going to get hit with that nonsense. But when we're going to make all that, when Jamie's in the prison system over here, when he's over here, then we're going to basically do all that. That's a stage 3 or whole process of speaking out to him. And then that's when our lawyers will contact him and let him know he's got a lawsuit coming his way. But Jamie, I'm gonna I got a friend that works for Border Patrol. I'm gonna forward your email to him. The rest of them I'm gonna forward on. I told you don't contact me there again, right? I told you if you did, I'm gonna forward it over. So he's gonna get it. So he'll reach out to you. He'll take your challenge at the end of the day. You said you can't be found? Hey, he'll take challenge accepted. He'll come find you. He'll bring some people with him. They'll go right to your address. You're saying you can't be found, right? All right then. Don't take it as a personal challenge. Told you not to send an email. Don't you learn anything when we tell you something today? You don't listen. That email don't do nothing to me at the end of the day. What would I do? You just screaming and ranting about some dumb nonsense at the end of the day. That's all. That's it. When we send it over, it's going to do some damage to you. Look at that. Look at all this. Look at that. Look at that. All those masks. All those masks that belong to that company, he ripped them off. The kind of guy that would counterfeit baby formula. She was Louise. Everybody who saw this video, everybody I showed this video, lawyers all showed this video, were like, this is crazy. And he posted this on YouTube. I said, yep. Posted it on YouTube. Now, When they couldn't figure out why you did this, I showed them your email. When they saw the email, I said, oh, I see why. He thinks he can't be found. Now, see that? The trouble you made for yourself? When you make that statement like that you can't be found, you challenge people at the end of the day to say, oh, yeah, we'll find you. You think you're going to come here and do what you want to do at the end of the day? Steal from companies, rip people off, that's what you're going to do? And you think you can't be found? No, no problem, we got you. Any law enforcement officer seeing that, anybody seeing that is going to basically be ticked off over that. Even Border Patrol. I told you, he was able to pull your address right on his cell phone. He found you that quick. He said, wow, for a person who says he has no paperwork and he can't be found, I found him pretty quick. You know why? The YouTube videos are all over the place. Look at this mess. Rob everybody. See, I don't like to come on here and not say, when I say something, I like to back it up. Because when you say something, it's not true, you can get out of trouble. I even got you here in the video. Right here. In the video, telling people to come down and buy stolen items. Now, that's not enough evidence to throw you in jail for a very long time. I don't know what is it. Look, there's your channel right there. The word crow shows up in multiple places. Look, 3D printing, whole 9 yards, everything there. Collectible toys, Marvel, 3D, fun, Star Wars, all in there. So, I'll take this for a judge. He's probably going to be another imaginary lawyer. Look at that. Look at that table. Look at that. Can't make that up. Look at that. Just stole everything to get his hands on. That's what you call, Fernando, a 3D counterfeiting ring. If you stole like one thing, that can get you in a lot of trouble. But you got an entire table filled with stolen merchandise. He's got boxes down there to make it look like these things had boxes with them. Even the guy could look and tell that at the end of the day, they're not real. They're basically counterfeit. I'm surprised that people on the floor didn't see this mess. But then again, he probably bought them all in crates too. I don't think he bought them like this. So, but they should have inspected them. They should inspect all those crates when they're coming in and out. Now, see on the other table, so you see boxes. That's her stuff. So the table separates right there. That's his sister on the other side. See? She's the one with the gray. Hers separate. As Fernando said, that was racist, right? People are racist fans against Mexicans. They're racist against all Mexicans. It doesn't make a difference with your male, female, child, whatever. They hate all of them. I basically in the video clearly stated in the video that your sister had nothing to do with it, due to the fact you can see that the stuff on her table is clearly bought. She paid for everything on that table. You don't know the difference between races. That's how ignorant you are. So if I was racist, I wouldn't care about her either. I would say, yeah, if she's with a thief, she's a thief herself. That's a person who would be racist. No, I clearly said it that she has nothing to do with him due to the fact you can see all her stuff is boxed. That stuff she paid for. She has a right to sell that at the end of the day. You, on the other hand, don't have a right to sell it because you made it. Unlike most people who go and buy their Marvel stuff legit, they have to pay the middleman. That's what they do. You cut out the middleman and made the product. You became the manufacturer. Therefore, anything that you have to pay in the middle, you basically cut that out and kept all the profits to yourself, which is against the law. Now, do you understand? He don't understand, Jack. This will just go over top his head. He's just better off just getting himself a Capri Juice and a freaking Laffy Taffy and just basically color somewhere, because you're not getting any of that. You'll understand it when you get to court. Now see, this is all her stuff. And the Benz, that's all her stuff right there. How did she become your sister at the end of the day? You must be the black sheep. You gotta be. Good gracious, man. Unbelievable. I bet you none of them are gonna vouch for you when you're in the system. Nobody can pass. No one's going to come near him with a 10-foot pole. "61 views. Interesting. And look at stream right here. Look at that right there. And then you continue to rip people off. We just saw the Mighty Ducks. You printed out. And I think it was Red Devil, I think it is. He printed out. Come and play at the table. Let's go see what this guy's crying about now. He's probably gonna say, "I'm gonna get my lawyer on you. He's gonna be around." You know emails are traceable, right? So you know that, right? Okay. Again, you're crying again. Let's see. Oh shoot! No, it's the post office. But you got other guys. Oh yeah. So you're actually you're smart, Mr. Fernando, not to contact me again. Good. And you got my message loud and clear when I told you that if you dare send any emails here, again, I told you I know people. Either that's going to go to ICE or it's going to go to Border Patrol. And I guarantee you, what you just said in there, you know at the end of the day, you should have never said. That's why I sat there and I sent the email back. I said, why? In the world? I mean, I'm happy you send it because I can use it against you. But still, at the end of the day, you got to think like, really? You ever seen somebody do something so dumb, you got to correct them to stop it? Like, look, man, I think this is the time you just need to cut it off and just be quiet before you just get yourself in more trouble. And they just keep going on and on and on about it and on and on about it. Like, man, look, you just got to stop. You're going too far with this. This is not going to go well for you at the end of the day. You got to cut it off. I literally sent them an email and said, I got to change my charger back out. An email and said, why in the world would you send me this? Why? You literally just admitted that you are undocumented. Why would you send me this? That's not the type of thing you should have sent me. Do you have any idea the havoc I could wreak on you with that email alone by itself? I can use that against you in court. I can get you deported with that email. Are you crazy? Why would you send that to me at the end of the day? Like, you know why you sent it? Because you sent it because at the end of the day, you wanted to make me think at the end of the day that I can't track you, or you can't go to jail, nothing can happen, and I'm about to just drop the case and walk away with it. You really believed that that was going to be some kind of defense system for you to cause me to give up and just walk away from the whole thing. Fernando, unlike you, I have a brain. We sent the process server to your house. I have no idea why you wrote that in there. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. You know what process server was there, right? Did your wife tell you a process server was there? Did you read what was on the door? It's from a process server. All right then. Do you know that people know where you live at? Did you know that? Your name and all your information comes up on an LLC that you file with the states. It's right there. All right? So we can all see that too, right? Okay then. Let's move on from there. All right? We know where your building's at. Even if he blurred it out, doesn't make a difference to us. We have pictures before the blur. Unless he picked up the entire building and put it someplace else. So that's a no-go either. We know what you look like. We even have your date of birth. We have all that information. 1176. That's a made-up at the end of the day. Or maybe that's where you were born at that particular time in Mexico. We have everything on you, Fernando. And then the thing about it is, you sealed the deal when you came in and sent us an email saying that I don't have paperwork. You're right about one thing. I am an illegal alien, and I don't have the right. I'm illegal in the United States. You literally said that. I don't have paperwork. I don't exist. I have no record. All my stuff is in other people's names. That's like somebody saying, yeah, I robbed a bank. I used a particular type of shotgun. I had a particular type of vehicle. We used a different type of explosives to get the safe open. This is where we're laundering the money at. This is where half of his stats at. Here the people are involved. This is their names. This is their ad. You literally just told us that. And I'm looking at this like, Oh, heck no, he didn't just send me this. This is crazy. You literally gave us enough evidence. I mean, that right there is like they call the icing on the cake. And then you come back and you say, I'm going to get an attorney on you. I'm like, well, how's that going to work? Because you have every attorney I've ever had, Fernando, I had to have a state ID. You have to have a state ID. How would you get into the courthouse without the state ID? How does that even work? So, no, you don't have an attorney because no one ever contacted us back. Nothing happened. And then you contact us acting as an attorney and say that unfortunately, and you're a citizen. So for over here, you're saying you're a citizen, but over here, you're saying you're not a citizen. Do I need to post this? Do I literally need to post this on open social media showing, I can post it today, it's not a court document. Can I post this and show that right here, you clearly state, you say your name, that you said that you're a citizen and you're gonna basically have me arrested. And then here, you say that you're not a citizen. Well, which one is it? And then you come back with saying, well, I got an attorney. Oh, my goodness. They're going to have a field day with this guy in court. A field day in court. You don't know what you're doing at the end of the day. You really don't. Just like that garbage screen paint you made, you don't know what you're doing. You have been winging this the entire time, I'm pretty sure, since you've been here. I couldn't imagine if we caught you with this much stuff, I couldn't imagine the stuff you could have committed offline. I couldn't imagine. You have been faking it through your entire life. You've been faking it, man. I don't even know how you sleep at night. One of these days, that deck of cards, that house of cards is going to come crashing down, which it is now. Because Fernando, your house of cards is about to get hit with a very serious storm, and we're the ones bringing it to your front door. And there's no way out of this. He did listen when I tell him. The message that came was from the post office, the inspectors that came from there. That's for the other guys today. But he did listen, because I told you, don't ever send one here. You send anything here that comes here, we know where it comes from. We know which one. You can't duplicate. Trolls will get, what Jamie doesn't understand, trolls have gotten Jamie in trouble. Jamie, you got people that don't like you. They don't like you, and they will attack us and make it look like you're doing it. But the problem for them at the end of the day, we already know who you are. We know that you basically tried to use his emails to make it look like it's him attacking us. We already know that from the door. So you got your own separate lawsuits coming. But we already know that over the door. I know Fernando. I know how Fernando writes things and how he says things. You can't mimic that. Only he mimics. He can mimic that. That's how we know it's his stuff. When that email came across, it's his email. You can't go into Hotmail and mimic the exact same email. You can't do it. It won't allow you to do it. That's him. So, yeah, I don't know. We've seen this tactic before. I saw the tactic before, like the moving thing. We were going to be sending paint to his door, a lot of paint to his door to test. And I told you, ever since he got caught up in that whole Network Grade 773, he can't go back online to do that ever again. He will never do that demonstration again for anybody, because it was the most embarrassing thing he ever went through, and he couldn't control the situation, and he got way out of control. So knowing that, to went from not in your head rent free all day. So knowing that, at the end of the day, he will never do that. And the test we did to show that he wouldn't do it, the microblend. Apple, the microblend, Amazon microblend, the silver blend. Yeah, we put a whole challenge in that. It went on for about a year. He couldn't do it. There are people that were taunting. There are people coming in and say, hey, do the demonstration. And he wouldn't do it. I told you can't do it. He'll never put himself in that situation ever again. That's why the paint came back to us. You will never get him to do a live demonstration ever on paint comparing to his product because of what he went through. He had no control of that situation. Man, I would have paid so much money just to be in your head when that paint match. You're like, oh my goodness, it's matching. He was telling the truth. Yeah. I want you here. I don't want you deported. I need you here. But if you send something over there again, I'm gonna contact some people and I'm gonna send it over to you. Hey, this guy's literally bragging about not having paperwork and documents and how he does what he wants to do, and we got to take him to court. I'll speed that process up so fast and make your head spin. So I would advise you don't send anything over again. But I do want you here in court. Hopefully they bypass it. I'm hoping they bypass all that and they keep them over here. If they keep him over here, and even though he doesn't have paperwork, and maybe they may bypass it, and he'll stay here. See, Fernando, I don't want you deported. I need you to stay here. Yeah, unfinished business. And there are people sitting there saying, that jeopardized. You talked about the case? No. We haven't filed yet. We filed Monday. Nah, in your face, trolls. Don't you get tired of getting smacked around every day? Like, every day. I get tired of it, man. My arm is getting tired of it, man. How many times I got to smack you today? I'm going to come like, oh, you can't talk about... I didn't file yet. I filed Monday. I just sat there over and over again saying, Monday, Monday, Monday. I'm gonna be friends with y'all. Hey, Taco Bear, Bear Nature, Bear Boy, Billy Bird. I like some cheeseburgers from me. That's cheeseburger from God makes cheeseburgers. All right, I'm done. I got my work done. I'm gonna be in the showroom tomorrow, get some stuff. Usual stuff that we do. You know, greatness stuff. Your trolls gonna be on your channel crying why. As you do. My people are gonna document everything you do. When we get done dragging these guys through court and crushing them, then we'll begin the process and start going at you guys one by one. Or 2 by 2 or 6 by 6 don't make a difference to me. Taking your IP address because you were dumb enough to come on YouTube with a freaking public IP address and do dumb stuff through Google, thinking it's not going to be traceable. I'm not sure enough. Especially you, piece of cake. What the freak? So you could be some computer guy at the end of the day and you were on a doing dumb stuff. We got emails from you, by the way, and text messages from you, and phone calls. And your YouTube channel. Oh, oh man. Paid by trolls. Paid by trolls. Paid by trolls. Paid by. I'm gonna get a t-shirt that says that. Paid by trolls. Paid by trolls. Hey, buddy, here. Come here. Come here. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Remember, Mouse? Remember, Mouse? I'm trying to hook you up with something. Taco. Taco, man. Taco. Hello. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Apple. Got the cheese. Tasty, right? Yeah. That cheese. See? See? I know you like the cheese. A little more? Here. Yum, yum, yum. Yum, yum, yum. It's the cheesiest. The cheesiest. Yeah, he likes the cheese with. He loves cheese. Only give him a little bit. That's it. But I forgot he liked that stuff so much. Man. Is it good? Yeah, he liked the cheese, right? I tell you, so it's banging. He like cheese with. He freaking love it. Yeah. Hey, give him a little bit. All right? All right. I got to go get you fresh for tomorrow. We got to go get up tomorrow morning, do this demonstration, go up there and crush it like we usually do. Haters, you be you. You be you. Just remember, you say something stupid, my people pick it up. I'm going to sue you, so you know that. I can't wait till I start dragging the first 10 in the court and taking y'all stuff at the end of the day. Can't wait. Then that way you'll know at the end of the day we mean business. Boy, we start doing this and making money off y'all, you know what's going to happen? Other people are going to start suing their trolls at the end of the day. And then people are going to start hunting for you to make money. Because a buddy of mine just sat there and say, I wish, yeah, YouTube, I wish I have a couple of trolls. Man, I'd love to have a couple of trolls to make some money. Suing your trolls for money. Suing your trolls for money. Suing your internet trolls for money. Oh, get it right now. Suing your internet trolls for money. Civil lawsuits. We're in there all day long. Invasion of privacy for doxing my addresses. Yeah, for those of you who are using that, yeah, oh man. Oh, we're gonna hit you with all kinds of crazy stuff. It's gonna be insane in there. It's gonna be like fishing for trolls. Now look, I've got something I want to buy. I'm gonna come on here after I sue about a dozen of you guys, and like I'm gonna send my people like, go get me some money. Go find these trolls that are talking trash about me. I know I'm gonna be to get money from you guys for decades because you guys are so jealous over my work that you're gonna end up messing up. You're gonna cross that line and screw up, and we're gonna get you. I know you are. I bring out a product, I pump it through YouTube over and over again all day, boom, 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 boom. Best product in the world, best product in the world. And you guys will lose your temper and go in there and say something stupid and get documented. And then what will happen? You think because you're on your channel at the end of the day, we catch 10 of you trolls, trace your IP addresses, and get 10 of you trolls, you'll realize we can get to you. That's all it takes. Post your stuff up on that little that justice board we're going to be designing with your mug shots and everything on it. You'll watch and see exactly what's waiting for you. Or if we do got you, then you know what's going to happen to you. But I'm sitting up there thinking like, man, I want to buy a boat. Can you find me some trolls attacking my company so I can get this boat? I'm not paying for that ad tech. Why should I pay that ad tech? Ad tech money for something else. You are going to pay from a boat. It's so much sweeter when you guys pay for it. I'll never forget that there was a guy, he was one of the guys from a sneaker store. Watch it, had a great deal of money. He was a sneaker store for good money. And he's a funny dude. He's a real funny guy. Real nice guy. He's funny. And my buddy bought a hamburger. He got a 2-for-1 deal on the hamburgers. He was going to eat both of them. And he came back, and the boss was eating the hamburger. And he said, why would you eat my hamburger, right? He said, because free tastes better. He gave his money for the hamburger. It was just hilarious. He said, but you're rich. You can buy whatever you want. He said, yeah, but free tastes better. That's funny at the end of the day. Now, yeah, ad tech can pay for my boat. Ad tech can pay for my car. I can pay for a lot of things at the end of the day. But it's more rewarding when it comes out of you guys. That's because it's more rewarding. Because again, technically at the end of the day, it's kind of like free money. Well, your money, but it's still free money. But it's actually my money. But in common sense, if you're born with a lick of common sense will tell you, don't do dumb stuff to get yourself sued. Now, there are smart people on YouTube that don't like me, but they're not dumb enough to cross that line. But they know that they don't want to lose their house, they don't want to lose their car, they don't want to go to jail. Those are the ones I consider to be smart. Even if they don't like me at the end of the day, I still consider them to be smart. Because again, they're smart enough not to cross the line. They can come on my channel and say, hey, I hate your stuff, whatever. Yeah, it's freedom of speech. I support that 100%. I'm good with that. But when you start doing stuff like calling me a scammer, you basically committed defamation and slander. I can get you. Just on that word alone. And because Jamie said it so much, that the fact that now the word is extremely sensitive, that now if you say it, I can prosecute you in the highest court of law for making this statement. Oh, look at you over there licking yourself. Dandy are you? Don't be ashamed. You've done this many times before. Camera's not in your direction, by the way, buddy. I don't know why you give me that look like. How dare you? How dare you look at me when I'm licking my kibbles and bits. My bits and kibbles. Oh, that's interesting. That's something to ponder. That's a ponder of ponders. It's creeping to me. I'm not getting around. It's not giving me happy vibes. I'm not feeling happy about the house. It's so dark. I need something well lit. I'm gonna look at some bean. Oh, we can't do it. We're being on a live stream. All right, we got to come out of here. Stuff to do. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed our conversation. Now, if you choose to hate my videos, I don't care. If you choose not to support me, I don't care. And the reason why is because our technology is blowing up out there. So, as for, that's just the haters that they don't like me, that's you. We don't care. We're talking about you. Just you and you only. Anybody else that supports us, thank you so much. We appreciate you. But the other people hate me, we don't care. Now, I'm going to get ready. I got a lot done on my gaming site too, so my home demonstration. I'm so happy about that. Anyway, I'm going to start working on there, getting our search engine running and all that stuff like that. Oh, we got to do projector unboxings too on top there. That'd be nice to do. Cheap, affordable projectors. I also got to get a couple of knockoff projectors. I got a weird feeling about them screens. They might run them. All right, people. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed. Fernando, we'll see you in court. As you know, it's going to happen. Well, technically, no, we're not going to see you in court, but you get the gist of it all. You get something from the processor, or whatever goes on from there. I hope it all works out for you, buddy. So with that being said, I gotta go. Hey, you know what? I gotta go.